We're going to get ready with some prayer first. Father, we just thank you. We thank you for this day. Thank you just for the opportunity to be in your presence. Thank you just for who you are, what you've done, who you've been to us, Father. And we just ask that you would just bless this service, that you would open our eyes to see who you are, that you would fill us with your spirit this morning. Father, we just thank you for everything that you've done for us. We ask that you would just minister to us, strengthen us to face whatever obstacle may be in our way. We thank you for it in Jesus' name, amen. Check. Let's go. Water you turn into wine, you open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you, none like you. And into the darkness you shine. Oh, and out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you, none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other, and our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, yeah, our God. Water you turn into wine, and you open the eyes of the blind. There is no one like you, Jesus. There's none like you. And into the darkness you shine, and out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you, no, none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other, and our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, yeah, our God. Oh, our God is greater, our God is stronger. You are higher than other, and our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, yeah, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? What can stand against? Oh, and if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? stronger. God, you are higher than any other, and our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God is greater. Yes, our God is stronger. And God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, yeah, our God. God, you are greater. God, you are stronger. Lord, you are higher than any other. God, you are healer, and you're awesome in power. You're our God, the only true God. God, you are healer, awesome in power. You're our God. We call you our God because you've been our healer. You're awesome in power. We call you God. Yeah, you're our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? What can stand against? Nothing can stand against. So our God is greater, and our God is strong. God, you are higher than any other. Oh, our God, he's healer and awesome in power. Our God, yeah, our God. Jealous for me. He loves like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I'll realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us so. Jealous for me. He loves like a hurricane, and I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. when all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. So I say, oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us, how he loves us so. Portion, he is our prize, drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean, then we're all sinking. So heaven meets earth like a passionate kiss, and my heart turns violently inside of my chest. I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way that he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Yeah, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he And if he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe you? How much more will he clothe you? And if he watches over every sparrow, how much more will he love you? How much more will he love you? If he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe you? How much more will he clothe you? And if he watches over every sparrow, how much more will he love you? How much more will he love you? Say, if he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe you? How much more will he clothe you? And if he watches over every sparrow, how much more does he love you? How much more he loves us? Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, And oh, how he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us. How he loves us so. Yes, so. How he loves us so. Oh, how he loves us, how he loves us so. All right, we're going to collect tithes and offering.
Go with me to John 1. John 1. John 1. John. And the Word was made and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him and cried, "This was he of whom I spoke. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. No man have seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he have declared him." Father, we just come to you right now thanking you for your word. We thank you for your Son and all that he represents, being the Lamb that was slain before the foundations of the world, being the brightness of your glory and express image of your person. We yield to your spirit that in likeness to your truths, that we would not just be hearers of your word, but doers of your word also, in Jesus' name. Amen. I want to point out verse 14, he's full of grace and truth. 16, of his fullness, okay, have we all received, and grace for grace. We are under the grace covenant, okay, which is stronger and complete, okay? Or it is the stronger and complete covenant, okay? The strength and completeness of the grace covenant is wrapped up in the fullness of Jesus Christ, who was one image, many dimensions, or who was made perfect, okay, for us through the things which he overcame. Don't turn there. Hebrews 5:8, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered, and being made perfect, he became the author of perpetual salvation unto all them that obey him, called of God a high priest after the order of Melchizedek, or after the order of the grace covenant, okay? He is complete, and we are complete in him, okay? He is complete, and we are complete in him, okay? Now, let me say this about our completeness, okay? Because when you got saved, you became complete in him, okay? You have to start looking at yourself as complete instead of seeing yourself as incomplete, okay? The objective is to bring the completeness out of you, okay? It's already in you. The objective is to bring it out of you, okay? So he is complete, and we are complete in him. The scripture that verifies that is Colossians 2:9. Don't turn there. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. And you are complete, in him, which is the head of all principalities and powers. Okay? Go with me over to Acts 20:32. Acts 20:32. And now, brethren, I commend you to God and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you up and give you an inheritance among them which are sanctified. Okay, here's the question. What does grace minister to our hearts? It ministers to us the ability of Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions. Notice, it's not, we're not going by a set of laws here. As under the old weak covenant. No, he's ministering to your heart. One of the things when it comes to our development is getting comfortable with the fact that he ministers to us on the inside. You have a direct connection through Christ via the Holy Ghost to God, who can minister directly to you. Can you see that there? Okay? Because that's the whole objective of making us righteous. Here it is right here. Because one of the things is Jesus gave us direct access to the Father. Well, don't forget, he got direct access to you now. Don't live void of the privileges you have of communion, talking, okay, fellowshipping with the Father. Don't live as if it's not, you don't have it. No, you do. Okay, but you got to make sure you are paying attention to what goes on the inside in your heart, or the spirit man. Okay, once again, what does grace minister to our hearts? Okay, grace ministers to us the word or the ability of Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions. Okay, remember, he became, okay, everything we need for life and godliness. He is that. Okay. You need to understand that. We need to always remind ourselves he is sufficient for us. Okay? Hebrews 4, verse 1. Hebrews 4, verse 1. Okay? Let us therefore fear, lest a promise, okay, being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. Okay? Now you know that deals with something that deals with your mystical theology. Your mystical theology, when if God is going to do it, then I must go and have it. No, I didn't say that. It said you can come short of it right there. Watch your little mystical stuff that has no practicality under the strong covenant. Okay? For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Okay? Grace preached didn't profit them because they didn't mix it with faith. Okay? Which is why they came short of it. What is it? There's a belief problem there. A belief in what? His ability to do what he said he's going to do, or what he promised you, or what he asked you to do that you could do for him to work out what he needs to work out in and through you. Can you see what I'm saying here? Okay? Now, rest. Okay? Rest. Okay? Now, do anybody know what was the rest for them under the old, weaker covenant? What was the rest for them? Because he's comparing their rest to our rest. Say it again. No, that was the day of rest. Okay, but that's not exactly what he's talking about here. You know what he's talking about here? He's talking about the promised land. Okay? Now, help me out. What do you know about the promised land? I can't hear you. They didn't. Okay.
They were in training.
Okay, some of them didn't make it out. But what do you know about the promised land? There's no lack there. Anything else? Unlimited resources. You know, why? Now, let me ask you this question. Why is the promised land more than enough? Why is the promised land flowing with milk and honey? Why? Why is the promised land like that? That's their rest, though. Okay, some didn't make it. Hold on to that, okay? But why is the promised land the land flowing with milk and honey? Why is it more than enough? Why is it unlimited resources? Why? Okay, I'm not disagreeing. Hold on to that, though, okay? Why? Why is it like that? Anybody take a stab at it. Why is it like that? Some again? That is his promise, okay? Let me say, go ahead. Well, he did want him to spread it, but it's a reason why it's like that. It's like that because it's like Jesus. It's like that because it's a type of Christ. It's a foreshadow of who he really is, okay? That's why the garden is like that. That's exactly why the promised land is like that. Why? Because they're foreshadows of Jesus Christ. When he made these things, he's looking at Jesus. That's why it's more than enough there. Why? Because he's more than enough for us. Can you see what I'm saying here? You need to just keep that in your head and stuff like that so you can understand some things when you're looking at the promised land. Because it can give us some understanding, okay, of what we got going on now. Okay, now, their rest was outwardly and stationary. Their rest was outwardly and stationary, okay? While ours, stay with me here, is holistic and perpetual. Meaning, it's not just outward, it's inward and outward, And it's not stationary, it's always moving, it's always going, it's mobile, it's always going forward, always, ours. So you can understand the difference. Because that's why he's saying a promise has left us of entering into his rest. Can you see what I'm saying here? Theirs was a shadow of good things to come. Ours is the very image of it. Theirs is destination place. Ours is destination person. Okay? You need to understand the strength of the new covenant, right, is for us to become more and more like him through him. He's not using no prophets. He's not using the apostles. He's using Christ for us to become like Christ. They're examples. They're not what we really look at. Can you see what I'm saying here? Okay? So you can understand that. Okay? Now, jump down to verse 8. Jump down to verse 8. It says, for if Jesus, okay, which is Joshua, okay, had given them rest, what did Joshua do with the children of Israel? What did he do? He got them to the promised land. Look what it's saying. If he had given them rest, okay, then would it be not afterwards have spoken of another day? There is, because there's a rest for us, the people of God. Okay, so there remains therefore a rest for the people of God. Verse 10, for he in that entered in his rest has also ceased from his works, as God did from his. 11, let us labor. See? Now you got to pause, because you got to find out where's your real work at in your own life. Where's the real striving at in your own life? That's forerunner for me. Okay? Okay, where's the real spiritual hustle? For what? For you to become like him. Many of us, we got an engine when it comes to acquiring things for ourselves, but not for becoming like him. Not understanding becoming like him is the focus of your new covenant. The focus of the new covenant is not for you to get to heaven. When you got saved, heaven became yours already. The goal is to become like him. See, and so what happens is you have to get off destination place again and get on destination person. The goal is to become like him. You have to switch that. Why? Because some of us is like, I hope I make it to heaven. Where you get that from? You hope you make it. Huh? You ain't settled that yet? Huh? On the inside of you? Okay. All right. Now, let us labor to enter into his rest. Well, let me ask you a question. What's their rest again? What do you know about the promised land? Huh? Okay, so you have to change that place to person, because in him is unlimited resources. The issue ain't if it's in him. The issue is, are you going to do what he says do to bring it out of you? That's where many of us fall short. To do what? Bring that wealth out. Huh? You're already righteous. Now bring it out of you. You already knew. Now bring the newness out. You already knew. Now bring it out. Huh? That's where the real work is at. That's where the real labor is at. Bringing it out. Huh? And sometimes it's real easy to miss, because a lot of us is on destination place. I got to get to this certain place in life and not become a certain individual for the kingdom. This is where we get transformed at, okay? Let us labor therefore to enter his rest, lest any of you fall after the same example of unbelief. Okay? Well, let me ask you this question. Why is it unbelief? Why is it unbelief? A matter of fact, why ain't God give them something they didn't deserve there? Why is he saying their unbelief? You got to qualify unbelief. Why? Because you got to make sure you ain't got unbelief in you. See, you got to make sure you dealt with your own unbelief. Oh, trust me. It's going to take some practice. And a lot of times what happens is some of us cower. We shrink back when it comes time for you to believe. See? Not believe for him to do a miracle with something that you don't know. I'm talking about for you to believe for him to use you, to develop you. This is where the real unbelief is at. See? So why such strong language? The example of their unbelief. What was their unbelief? Let me ask you this question. What was their unbelief? Or what is unbelief?
It's not believing he's able to do what he said.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. Okay. How do you know what he said? Because he's going to minister to you. This is the part you have to understand, right? in that situation, y'all, but that's the point I want to make. That's why it says the word preached to them, they didn't mix it. See, that's what I want you to see. See, because a lot of us, listen to me well. It's not that God ain't talking to you and showing you exactly what you need to do for the situations in your life. It's not that he's not ministering to you. It's one, are you receiving it? Huh? Are you listening and saying, you know what? I believe what he's saying to me on how I need to do it. Because I'm going to tell you something. That's where the challenge at. Because some of us think, you know what, he's just going to tell me to do something and it ain't going to have nothing to do with me transforming, nothing to do with me developing, nothing to do with me suffering. No, yes it is. It's going to have a lot to do with a lot of those things that's going to really develop you. And he ministered to you because here's the thing sometimes. This is the thing. He knows where he wants you at, right? And where he wants you at, right, is at a way better place than you think you need to be at. Some of us don't believe that. That's why you're your own counselor. That's why you're your own financial advisor. See, because you don't believe he got a better plan than your plan. You know, a lot of us are still broken and bruised in those areas where my plan is the best plan. Maybe you've been the head chief of your own life, of your own tribe. And what you say goes and stuff. And so what happens is you try to bring that into the closet and it don't work. Even though some of us, you got example after example that your stuff don't work. You got example after example. Your own life will let you know your stuff. It'll let you know your stuff don't work. But here's something here. Here's something here. Your pride will jump in and justify it. You'll justify the fact that the decisions you made was the wrong ones. Your pride will jump in and justify it or make an excuse. Instead of Father, I missed it. Father, I should have checked in with you. I should have did what you told me to do, and then I wouldn't be here and stuff. I need your mercy. We don't get there. We still got the finger pointed at somebody or something or something like a child, man. No, we don't really believe. That's why I'm saying something, because I know he's ministering to you because that's his ministry. Some of us, listen to me well, and you better check this out. You turned him off a long time ago. This is how you know. You turned the voice of conviction off. That's why you can do certain things now you couldn't do before. Why? You turned conviction off. You turned correction off. You turned those things off. That was him, y'all. So you might as well go back, Father, forgive me, and go back and I turned you off. There's the unbelief right there. You turned them off. Why? Is your heart sensitive to his convictions, to his correction, to his chastisement, or are you still callous on the inside? Can you see what I'm saying here? You know, deep down inside, you may got to deal with this. Can't nobody tell me what to do. Woo! Watch out. Because it ain't about nobody. It ain't about nobody. It's about him. Because that's who you're really talking to. Can't nobody tell me what to do. Not even God. That's what's really going on. They don't try to put people in here and stuff because you listen to somebody you shouldn't listen to and they burnt you. Don't do that. Don't put him in that category. Do you see what I'm saying? You're going to have to get over that. Now, you're going to listen. Let me say this to you so you can understand something. Listen to me well. Man going to fail you. God ain't. And if you ain't learning how to handle that and go to him and be able to deal with the inconsistent others, betrayal, Can you see what I'm saying here? The wishy-washiness. You got to learn how to deal with these things. That's why you got to watch the master. Why? He dealt with all that sucker stuff. Because he dealing with it with some of us right Huh? That's why I want to get into that unbelief part right there, because are you really believing what he ministering to you? Why? Because this thing work. I really have to how can I put it to you? Check myself when somebody says, something along the lines, well, I did that already, Pastor. So what you saying? It don't work? That's what you're really saying. I did that already. No, you didn't, because this works. And you're going to have to learn how to work it. Why? Because if not, you're going to keep going over the same instructions over again. Some of the fundamental stuff, some of the same instructions. Do you see what I'm saying? No, let's get it right now. So we don't have to keep going over the same things, over and over again. Their rest was in the promised land, while ours is in manifesting the glorified Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions. Okay? Now, I just want to really bring out this concept right here. Okay? There's grace available for the pivotal places you are at in your life. Some of us are in fragile places. That's a pivotal place to be in. See? Some of us are in a place where you need deliverance. That's a pivotal place. Some of us is in a place where they're ready to give it all up. That's a pivotal place. There's grace for that. Can you see what I'm saying here? Some of us is in a place where you are a press away from a breakthrough in the things you've been with to come. That's a pivotal place right there. It's grace for the pivotal places in our lives. Okay? Let me get into the children of Israel, because they're an example. Okay? And let me just deal with deliverance first. Okay? Deliverance. Okay? Let me say this to you about deliverance. Okay? God has a myriad of ways of delivering us, but the core of it is by grace through faith. God has a myriad of ways of delivering us. Okay? The core of it is by grace through faith. Okay? Deliverance is always miraculous. Deliverance is always miraculous. Now, whether it's instant deliverance or progressive deliverance. Okay? I would say this for the believer. A lot of times, ours is going to be more progressive than instant. And this is where a lot of us get messed up, because you ain't getting the instant thing. Okay? All right? Well, now you got to grind. It's not saying that you can't get delivered. It's just saying you have to do some things and stay with some things for you to get delivered. That's why we have a low outcome of that kind of deliverance. We have a high outcome of people flocking towards getting something instant. I'm not saying they're getting it. I'm saying they flock towards it. I'm saying you can get it if you work when they tell you to work. You can get it. Okay. Deliverance. Okay? Deliverance is the end of bondage, the beginning of transformation. Okay? Get used to those things. Okay? The ending and the beginning happening at the same time. Okay? All right? What's marriage? Marriage is the end of what? But it's the beginning of what? See that? Okay. Deliverance is the end of bondage, but the beginning of transformation, okay? Now let me say something about if your deliverance is a stronghold. I mean, if you have a stronghold that you need to get delivered from. Let me say something. Let me just say something to you about this, okay? For you to understand something, okay? Zah, get 2 Corinthians 3 for me, please. I want to show you something here. So this is a way you don't be mystical, but pugilistic, okay? 3. 5, let me see. My bad. Is it 1 Corinthians 3? Oh, is it 2 Corinthians 10:3? I'm sorry. 10:3. Oh, there it is right here. Here it is right here. For though we walk in the flesh, we don't war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. If you need to get delivered from strongholds, listen to me well. The only way it's going to happen is through your weapons. And this is the problem. Many of us are not familiar with our weaponry. Huh? Let me ask you a question. Do you have an enemy? Wouldn't it be foolish for you to have an enemy but don't have no weapons to defend yourself? You do have weapons. Huh? But what happened is you don't use them. The stronghold ain't going nowhere. See, this is some of our religious ways. We think it's going to go somewhere, right? By doing Christian things, but we ain't using our weapons. Huh? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Get equipped. You got to mirror the weapons, man. The more when you start to get into these things, you're not going to believe how efficient and effective your weapons are against the things that have been attacking and attack you. Huh? It's almost like our weapons is a mystery to us. I mean, I want you to sit and really think about this. What was the last weapon you consciously used? You got to sit and think about these things. Okay? Good. Now. Deliverance. Go to John 8:31. John 8:31. With destination place, you don't have to transform. You just have to do. And that's where the problem comes in at. Okay? You don't want to arrive at a place, right, and your heart not right. Huh? I mean, I'm a witness. I have achieved some things and found out I'm empty on the inside. Something ain't right. You gotta change your whole thing up. Why? Because what's the use of having things if you ain't got no peace? Look at this here. If you continue in my word, you are my disciple indeed. The law of discipleship is that the disciple is not above his master, but when he's fully trained, he should be just like his master. This is destination person. Continue in his word. Huh? What word? The word he ministered to you. Some of us, what I'm saying this to you is because we don't stay with the glorified Jesus we yoked to long enough to see any results. You walk with him for a couple days. What you going to see with a couple days? Huh? Why don't you walk with the forerunner, run with the forerunner for about 6 months and see if something changed? Everybody know you can go to the gym for 3 days and work out hard. You ain't get no real results like that. No, but if you stay with it. Huh? Why don't you stay with the shepherd? Why don't you stay with your apostle if you continue? Huh? We got like a hopscotch type thing going on. We, boom, boom. We ain't riding out with him for real. I bet you 10 to 1, you continue with your problems more than anything else. I guarantee you, in your head. I guarantee you continue with something else besides the ability of the glorified Jesus Christ, who is one in its many dimensions. How else you think he gonna teach you how to fight if you ain't staying with him? Some of us, we learned this the hard way. You really don't find out about a person until you live with them. Play with it if you want. You really don't find out and stuff. All of us, I can see all of us must have lived with somebody before, and you found out something that, listen, I can tell you till you blue in the face. You're not going to find out about these things until you live with him. Until you walk with him in these things. It's just going to go right over your head. Because this is meant to get lived out. If you continue my word, then you are my disciples indeed. And then you're going to know the truth. And what the truth going to do? There's your deliverance right there. It's going to set you free. See, this is destination person. Can you see them saying here? Don't be hypocritical, right? And tell somebody, well, if you just tell the truth's going to set you free. No, it's not. No, it's not. See, you on something else, That's because you're not accustomed to how your weapons work. Can you see them saying here? Most of us, one of the most difficult things is to deal with the truth about you. The truth about what? You haven't got your anger under control yet. That's the truth. And you don't like it when somebody call you a child. Well, that's how you act, when you explode. When you don't know how to deal with your own emotions, that's childish. I ain't saying you can't get upset. I'm saying, can you control it? If you pay attention, when you're getting ready to get out of control, the Holy Ghost is going to minister to you if you pay attention. If you pay attention. And after you get out of control, you ain't going to feel right. In the natural, it may look like you did something, but in the spirit, you're going to be getting convicted. What is you doing? Can you see them saying here? No, listen, you know one thing we forget? This is one thing we forget. We forget we are kings and priests. Forget the Hebrew Israelites and all the other cats that want to tell you all that and stuff. Forget all that and stuff. Put it in your character. Not in your ancestry. Can you see them saying here? Move royal. You rarely see anything move the royal family. And you know they're going through hell. You won't know. Why? They've trained to smile and wave at everything. They could be dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. You ain't gonna know it. Because they learned how to deal with it. Can you see them saying here? Some of us, if truth be told, man, if your peoples came in here and talked, they say, you spaz. They say, listen, you ain't no Christian. They'll tell us. Your peoples will tell us. You ain't saved. This person ain't saved. They'll tell us. You ain't no, what Jesus, they ain't do no Jesus when they cursed me out last night. Where was they Jesus at? Can you see them saying? Where was they Jesus at with the petty stuff they were doing? This is the reality of what this is. Because listen to me well. All of us is in full-time ministry. Did you know it's your job to get people to come, not mine? I bet you ain't know that, did you? I'm not saying you got to go out and get people to come. That's what I'm saying. Do you know your job, though? But here's what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you. Don't nobody want to come when they find out how you really act. I don't want to go to that church. After they ain't seen you steal that donut. Then what? Why would I want to do that? They heard you curse that person out. You think people don't know when you talking about somebody? Do you see them saying? And I'm not saying that every time somebody brings somebody to church is because they're a witness. I'm not saying that neither. No. Because you can trick somebody to come to church. Huh? Oh, trust me. Can you see what I'm saying here? But you get the point. Don't nobody want to be with you. Why? Because they found out you talk Jesus. Huh? But where's your compassion? Where's the love? Matter of fact, where is the overcoming of yourself that they can see? Your peoples can see when you overcome yourself. Your peoples can see it. Huh? They'll see when you winning, your peoples can see it. It'll hit them. Man, something, they changing, man. Something, yeah, something is, yeah, I am changing. Thank you, I am. No, I ain't doing that no more. What? Huh? No, that's the old me. Please don't bring it up. I'm new now. Can you see what I'm saying? I mean, you sit and think about, do they really see more of the old or the new when you with them? Come on, you got to do this within your own self and everything. You know, boom. Okay, good. You will know the truth. And then what the truth going to do? Okay? The truth is going to make you like him because he's the freest person you ever learned. He's free. Free to serve. Huh? Free to love. Huh? Can you see what I'm saying here? Watch him now. Okay? Now, let me say this about deliverance. Okay? Are you familiar with the children of Israel getting delivered out of Egypt? Okay? This is Christianity 101. Go back and read it if you ain't, okay? Or go rent the Ten Commandments or Prince of Egypt or something like that, okay? Get a picture of it, okay? All right? Because you need to understand this fundamental thing. Now listen to me, because I want to share something with you. God delivered them out of Egypt, right? And this is deliverance. But they got to a place where they couldn't go no farther. They were stuck. When they got to that place that they couldn't get no farther, the bondage they came out of start chasing them. This is a pivotal, listen to me, this is the pivotal place right now. Huh? It's one of the old proverbial things, you in between a rock and a hard place. Huh? That's a pivotal place right now. Can you see what I'm saying here? You can't go forward and you're afraid to go back. Exodus 14. Exodus 14. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they turn and encamp before Pith-Haroth, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal-Zephon, before it shall you encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say unto the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land. The wilderness has shut them in. Okay? You familiar with the story? It's a pivotal place. Why? Because ain't that how some of us feel with some of the things that we may be going in, that we are shut in, there's nothing I can do about it? It's a pivotal place, man. It's a pivotal place. He says, I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so. Now, what's in front of them? Okay, what would we look at that as? A what? What kind? I'm not disagreeing. What kind? They can't overcome it, but what kind? Yeah, you're right. What kind of obstacle, though? They can't overcome it by itself. But what kind of obstacle is this? This is why I need you to look at this for yourself, because you're going to have these type obstacles. Okay? What type of obstacle is the Red Sea? They can't get through, but what kind? Why they can't get through? Why is there an ocean here? it sound like, okay, this is, but you'll run into this, and if you don't understand some of these fundamental things, it's going to mess with you. It's a natural thing there. It's a natural barrier here. Huh? See, you gotta, because there are natural things sometimes that's right there in the way. Huh? Let me say it to you this way. Deal with the city when it comes to getting permits or something to get something. You'll see it's a natural barrier there. You'll see it. You'll deal with something along. You'll see it. Huh? Can you see what I'm saying here? Okay. Try to go purchase a car or a house. You'll see there's some natural barriers there that they put in place. You'll see some natural things that get in there. You got to know what to do when you got something natural there. Because why? It'll do the same thing it did to them. Huh? Now what's in back of them? Pharaoh? Okay, Pharaoh. Okay, now what's Pharaoh then? What's that? See, what's that? We got a natural, I want you to understand when you say in between a rock and a hard place, when you start to look at it, I want you to understand, bring it to your life. Huh? Let me ask you a question. Do you got some things in your past that don't let you go? That's chasing you? How they chase you through images? How they chase you through suggestions? How they chase you through temptations? Your past, that's just coming to get you. We're here to overcome it all. Huh? Do you see what I'm saying here? Let's keep reading here. Let's keep reading. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said, why have we done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us? Well, they got miraculously delivered, didn't they? Just remember this, they got miraculously delivered. Just pay attention to the story, okay? What verse we on? And he made ready his chariot and took his people with them and took 600 chosen chariots and all the chariots of Egypt and the captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. But the Egyptians pursued after them. See, this is after you get delivered. Huh? After you get delivered. I know this. When I was getting high, nobody offered to get me high. But when I got delivered, you just all the suggestions and all the individuals that came that wanted to get me high now. I'm delivered now. I didn't know as much of it as I know now and stuff, but that was the enemy. Huh? What is he trying to do? Bring me back. Can you see what I'm saying here? Not just with drugs, when I got delivered from anger too. You know how many things came up? You see this you know how many things came up that wanted to get me angry, the way I used to get angry, to bring me back into that mode? You got to see it for what it is. Okay? What verse we on? 9. Thank you. I appreciate that. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Pilharoth before Baal-Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were what? What were they? What were they? Huh? Afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. Okay? Check them out. And they said unto Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, thou have taken us away to die in the wilderness. Wherefore have thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that that we should die in the wilderness. Now, what did they say was better? What did they say is better? It's better to serve in Egypt than to do what? Okay. Now listen to the mentality here. Okay. They'd rather be in bondage Huh? Than be set free. So you got to think about this. Why? We make these choices all the time. Huh? Now hold on. Listen to this language because it's an indictment here. It's an indictment on God. Why? Because ain't he the one who delivered them? So if he delivered you, what makes you think he ain't going to take care of you in the wilderness? It's an indictment. It's an accusation. Huh? You see them saying? This is how you can tell how dense they was when it came to the deliverance. Even though when you go back and read it, you start to see the countless miracles he did to get them out. That's why your faith ain't based in miracles. Huh? You know the miracle? Do you know the miracles he did for them? Huh? And they saying, listen, you should have left us alone because now you in between a rock and a hard place? Huh? I mean, we have to really look at these things for ourselves. Okay? Moses said unto the people, fear not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord. Right? Now I want you to pay attention to this right here because you're going to hear people say this a lot. You're going to hear people say this, stand still and different things. I got you. I got the point. But let's listen to it for real. Okay? Moses said to the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord. Okay? Well, hold on. Didn't Jesus go through everything he went to so he could become the author of perpetual salvation for all those who obey? Didn't we read that first? Huh? Okay? Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Okay? Which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Okay? Now, this is old covenant, isn't it? The Lord shall what? What's the difference between the old and the new when it comes to this? Huh? Oh, you got his weapons to fight with now. Hold on. Don't you think if he's fighting for them, he's using his weapons? Did he win the fight with them? So what makes you think the weapons don't work? And you shall hold your peace. The Lord said to Moses, why cry you unto me? What he said, why are you crying to me? Huh? Speak to the children of Israel. To do what? I thought it was stand still. Huh? I thought it was stand still. What did God say tell him to do? Huh? Now, listen to me well, because doesn't the scripture tell you, he that puts his hand to the plow and stuff like that, if he look back, he's not ready for the kingdom. Huh? Well, I want you to see this is a pivotal point right here. Huh? Thank God for his mercy, right? That when they want to go back, right, ain't none of them turning stone. Thank God for his mercy. Remember Lot's wife. Huh? Yes, sir.
What weapons would you say that God used to get them free?
Say that again.
What weapons would you say that God used to get Israel free?
Faith, Moses. That's why when you go back and look at it, when you go back and look at what he's doing with Moses, right? For them. Look at what he's doing through Moses for them. Okay? Because with them it's different from us. Okay? Now, how does he work with us as opposed to them? Let me show you something right here. How does he work with us as opposed to how he worked with them? It's covenant language, but I think you'll get it. How he worked with you? How? Okay, so how he worked with them then? Okay, what was physical? He said something physical. That's what I want you to understand. You on it. He said something physical so you can see the difference. With you, the new covenant's with your heart. How did he deal with them then? Okay, I'm not disagreeing. You said physical. You're not, but it's a certain way there. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Okay. He said, I'm gonna do new covenant. He said, my covenant not gonna be like I did with Israel. When I did what? Like a child. When I took them by the hand. No longer. See? When I took them by the hand. Can you see what I'm saying here? And stuff. So you're going to see some physical things and stuff like that of God and his mighty hand and stretched out arm and different things like that. His strength, his power and different things like that. But when you want to look at it, Just look at the things. Just that's why if I put it to you like this, he's talking to Moses here for them. See, he's talking to Moses for them, so you can see whatever he got Moses using, that's the ones he's showing you how to use and stuff. But you go back and look at Moses, because Moses got some stuff there. That's why you go back and read Hebrews 11. Huh? You can read Hebrews 11 and you can read Acts 7, because Moses had to get dealt with. Which is more, if I put it to you this way, it's a foretaste of the new covenant when he had to deal with Moses, because he called Moses at 40, but he had to go through the wilderness for 40 years, right? And everything. So it was more transformative for Moses than informative. Huh? Okay. Good question. Good question. Can we keep reading here? Okay. Good. Go forward. I'm going to park on that for just listen. When you're in between a rock and a hard place, go forward. I don't care what. Listen, go forward. Huh? Hold on. Let me throw this in here. This Christ-centered. What dimension of Jesus are we? What dimension of Jesus deals with us going forward? Listen. You see all this? Look at him. Huh? Why? You ain't get saved to go backwards. Do you see what I'm saying here? Stop looking back. Stop accepting what the enemy throwing at you about yesterday. Huh? And do what? Here's where the strength of the new covenant comes in at. Because when it deals with the eyes of your heart to look forward, you want to grow up, start looking forward. To what? Becoming like him. Huh? Not forward to a place, but forward to becoming like him. Huh? Can you see what I'm saying here? But lift thou up your rod and stretch out the hand over the sea and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground, what they gonna go through? Did you sit and meditate on that miraculous deliverance? Did you sit and meditate on that? Huh? Sit and meditate on the sea gonna be dry. You sit and think about that. Huh? Just meditate on his ability. Huh? That of what he can do. Huh? Now, if you think it ain't miraculous, go find some dirt, dump some water, and see if you can dry it up like that. Just go ahead and do it. Huh? You see what I'm saying? It's miraculous. Meditate on his ability to do something like that. Huh? Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's got to be some physics involved. Huh? For him to be able to do something. It's miraculous. Huh? This he's doing to show you the ability that we have in Christ right now. He's showing you this right here. They're going to walk through on dry ground. Can you see what I'm saying here? Why is that important that they're going through on dry ground? Because he's letting you know, not even Pharaoh and them that's behind them, nor the sea that they walking through going to touch them. It's one thing if they walk through in the mud. They not walking in the mud. Huh? They walking through on dry. Not even the Red Sea touched them. I want you to sit and think about that. But they got to go through. They got to go through. And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get my honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all the hosts, upon the chariots, upon the horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, whom I have gotten my honor upon Pharaoh, when I have gotten my honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, upon his horsemen. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near to the other all the night. Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea unto the dry ground, and the waters were wall unto them that on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and the cloud, and it troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, and they drove them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea, and the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots, the horsemen, and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And the Egyptians saw the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw the great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. Now here's my point with some of this here, because I want to get to something else. I ain't got too much longer. Did God deliver Israel? Okay. So he led them out. Where did he lead them to? He led them to the Red Sea. Okay. For what reason? Okay, to get them through. What? To take them through dry land. Why did he? This is God leading them. Because he leading you too, ain't he? Huh? So you won't think sometimes he won't lead you to an obstacle. Can you see what I'm saying here? Okay. Now why did he lead them there? When he led them there, let me ask you, when he led them there, what happened with Pharaoh and them? Oh. Let me ask you this question. If God led them a different way, do you think Pharaoh would have chased them? Okay. I'm not going to disagree. Okay. All right. But they would have had to really catch up to them, wouldn't they? Huh? Notice, they got stuck somewhere, didn't they? And that triggered something in them when they got stuck. Oh, what? What he said? Oh, he said they entangled. We can get them now because they stuck. Huh? Now who led them to that place where they got stuck? Why did God lead them to a place for them to get stuck? Huh? To show his ability? To show his hand? Okay. So how? By letting them through and drowning the enemies. Oh, hold on. Because it's real easy to miss, right, how tactical God is. Huh? Because what did he just do to Pharaoh and them? What did he do? Say it one more time. Smooth. Huh? To show he can get the victory through his people. Huh? Is it places that God want to put you in? He's just setting up the devil. Huh? Did he not take Jesus to the cross to set the devil up? Huh? But you want to go back to Egypt. Huh? Can he use you to set him up? Huh? He's tactical. Set it right up. Huh? Pharaoh couldn't even see it. Sweet. He's the God of war. Ain't that the next chapter over? He's the God of war. Set it right up. That's why I bang with him. You got to see it for what it is, man. Why? Because you can miss this about God. Huh? And get into the fluffy stuff. Huh? And not seeing how tactical he is. He had this thing worked out already. And you tripping. With the places he put you in. So he can show that not only do he love you, but he's going to get his honor. Go back and look at it for yourself so you can see what's really going on. Let me give you a couple more. Can you handle a couple more? I only got a couple more here. I'm going to say something. Talk to me.
they could use their weapons?
Who, Egyptians?
Yeah, the people that he got from, that he wanted them to show like fear.
You said,
Or then he want them to be fearful so they can.
he want who to
use
be
their
fearful?
weapons. Then he want the Israel people to show fear, like to.
He never wants you to be in fear.
Okay. So maybe he was trying to push out like their weapons or make them.
No, For us, it's our training.
So what was the point of them getting stuck? I'm still confused about.
Go back and read it. Go back and read it. It's gonna be real simple. Go back and read it. It's right there. You'll see it. You'll see exactly what he's doing. Now that you got a little light. Oh, that's what he's doing.
This is a suggestion to try to read it in an easier version.
Yeah, don't read it in the King James. These names here and stuff. And some of them names make nicknames. Let me give you a couple more. Let me give you a couple more, okay? Because you looked at the deliverance part. Let's get into the wilderness. Okay? The wilderness. They're in the wilderness. Wilderness is testing and training. The wilderness, okay? It's testing and training to trust in God's ability to provide for you, right? When there's limited natural resources. We use the term practice naked. Meaning just because you don't have it in the natural don't mean you don't have it in the spiritual. You got to train so you can understand this. In Christ you have more than enough. You may not see it, but that's where your faith coming at. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's why the wilderness is so important. In the wilderness they had a strict diet. Okay? Let me say this about your diet, okay? When you get into a place of limited resources, okay, you're going to have to make sure your diet is more transformative than informative. An informative diet ain't going to help you in the wilderness, I'm trying to tell you. It ain't going to help you. You're going to get religious and you're going to want to go back. Transformative, this is what it's going to be and we're going forward. I'm telling you. You need a strict diet, okay? Let me say this to you too. In the wilderness, there's no shortcuts. There's no, let me say this. Let me say this, okay? And so I can show you something relational, right? There's no shortcut, right, to developing a good relationship with somebody. There's no shortcut. You have to go through the process. There's no shortcut. I don't care how much you vibe with a person, different thing. That doesn't mean y'all got a good relationship because you vibing. Okay? It's a lot of snakes out here. You see what I'm saying here? Trust me. They know how to vibe with you. I'm talking about a real thing here. You got to go through the process of gelling. You got to go through the process of it. There's no shortcuts. Okay? That's why God didn't take them. That's why God didn't take them, Israel, through the shortcut. He took them the long way. He took them the long way because he said, listen, if they see war, them cats going to go backwards. I'm going to take them the long way, right? Why? So they can learn how to rumble. Some of us, listen to me well, it ain't the fact that God don't have these things for you. It's just that with your own stiff neck, with your own rebellion, you're delaying the blessing. Because you don't want to do what he's saying. What you don't want to do? You don't want to fight. You don't want to learn how to fight. No, listen. The promised land is God's idea, not ours. That's God's idea. So when you hear somebody in the hip-hop culture talk about the promised land, you know where they got it from. That's God's idea for us. So he has it set up for us, but we got to make sure we're doing the things so we can get there. I'm talking about rumbling, okay? Let me say this about the wilderness. Don't let what you experience or see in the natural dictate God's ability to provide for you. That's a no-no. Don't let what you see in the natural, see or experience in the natural, dictate to you God's ability to provide for you. Because you may be in a situation where you had an abundance one day and you got a shortage the other day, and now you're more on the shorter side of things, and you're thinking instead of being on the abundance side, not understanding this is part of your training. It's part of your training. Some of us don't know how to act when things diminish. Some of us don't know how to act when bills jump on our head, and some of us don't know how to act. Not understanding, are you getting the grace you need for that time? Are you getting the grace for that pivotal point right there, that pivotal place right there in your life? Are you getting the grace to handle that? They asked God a question. They said, can you furnish a table in the middle of the wilderness? That was in their rebellion. For us, under the strong covenant, Father, you the only one who could provide a table for us in the middle of the wilderness. River out of a rock. Manna from heaven. You the only one that can do it. Have confidence in his ability. Okay? Now. Pivotal place. You get ready to go into the promised land. Pivotal place. Okay? Pivotal place. Okay? It's right where the forerunner and the finisher, right, coming at right there. Because you got delivered. You strove. Now you're on your way to the finish line. You're right there in that place right there. Don't give up. Move forward. Okay? But I want to talk about it. Because there are some pivotal things that go on right here. And the children of Israel is a good example. Okay? All right? Here's the thing I want you to understand in this pivotal moment. And you'll notice something. You'll notice a pattern with God. You'll notice something with him and stuff. Right? Is that he always wants you to get the hope first. He always wants you to get the inner image of Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions on the inside first. That's why he told Israel, when he told Moses to get them ready, he said, listen, get some guys together and have them go scope out the land. Go look at it first. Get an image of the land that's flowing with milk and honey first. Go get an image of it. This is how our regenerated hearts operate. We should have an image of Jesus Christ, who is one image, many dimensions, that we are yoked to on the inside. You should have it on the inside. That's the eyes of your heart should be looking at him. It should anchor you. Why? Because listen, when something comes that's adverse to who he is, right, you'll have some strength to knock it down. Lack. No, that's not in the shepherd. See, that's not. See, I don't know to fight against this. Why? It's not in the shepherd. See? But see, if you don't have an image of him, when that lack comes, you're going to think this is your permanent condition, or you need to respond right there to that lack. No, you don't. You should have been looking at this. The way you respond to it is turn away from that and look at him. This was supposed to be going on the inside of you. That's the ability of the regenerated heart. To take the eyes off what it shouldn't be on and put it on what it should be on. Can you see what I'm saying here? Walk with the author. That's his job. To take your eyes off weak things and put them on the strong things. Okay, get the hope first. Can anybody tell me how we get hope? John 14:21, money. Here it is right here. How you get hope. Let me ask this question. Can anybody tell me how faith comes? Faith comes by receiving the word. This ain't rocket science. Keep it simple. Okay? Let me ask this. Can anybody tell me how to please God? Well, all I did was change the word. See, you could have said receiving and what you going to. All I did was change the word before you. Well, how does hope come then? You know how faith comes. How does hope come? Let me say it to you this way. Maybe this will change things up. How do I activate the weapon of faith? How do I activate the weapon of faith? How? How do you activate it? This ain't rocket science, see? You activate that bad boy. Well, you should be activating something every day. Why? Give us this day our what? When you hear the word quicken, right, really think activate my weapons, okay? That quicken stuff is King James. No, really think activate my weapons. Can you see what I'm saying? Let me put it to you like this, right? Let me put it to you like this. Because I'm from the slums, right? When I got high, I activated another person on the inside. How about that? Some of y'all, when when you get high, drunk, whatever, you activate another person that's on the inside of you. I don't know what character. Some of y'all wanted to be Bugs Bunny. Some of y'all wanted to be Tweety Bird. You activated somebody on the inside. Why? You was on. That's what getting on does. It activates another person. Can you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to show it to you so you can understand it in the spiritual, right? When you're doing it with God, it should be activating your weapons. You see what I'm saying here? The reason why some of us get high or get what you call them alive is because you like that person better than you like yourself. If it ain't you, you know somebody who like to get high or like to get drunk or like to pop pills and different things like that. Yeah. Well, they like the person they become. Sometimes it be a whole different character of that person that comes out. Can you see what I'm saying here? You'd be surprised, okay? Now, how do we activate the weapon of hope? He that has my commandments and keep them, he it is that love me, and he that love me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest, see that? Myself to him. That's hope language right there. Hope is the inner image of seeing Jesus Christ on the inside. That's it at its finest. When you get it, it's going to anchor you. Your regenerated heart, since you got saved, is able to see the glorified Jesus Christ in all his glory on the inside. Okay? Let's get stable. Okay? Now. How do I know the difference between worldly hope and Bible hope? They competing images. We're in the age of image now, right? Because you can see as time progressed, we was coming up to this moment in history now where images dominate everything. We're in the age of image. Well, it ain't nothing but the world trying to catch up to the things of God. Why? He been put images on the inside of us. Can you see what I'm saying here? Everybody dream. But what you think? You going over images. Can you see what I'm saying here? How do you know the difference between the right image and the wrong image? The weak image and the strong image. How do you know the difference? Because it ain't like you ain't got an image on the inside of yourself. No, the thing is, did you deal with it yet? To get the new image. Yeah, that's real simple, ain't it? One to bring despair. One to bring frustration. The other brings some joy. Some strength. One to have you looking back, the other one will erase it. That's how you can tell what's going on the inside. See, this is the real you right here. One to have you anchored, the other one to have you floating around. That's how some of us feel on the inside, to keep it 1,000. What? I'm floating through life. You ain't stable. And what happens is, since you ain't about destination place, you thinking, if I get here, I'm not going to float. If I do this, I'm not going to float. If I get this, I'm not going to float. You are. All you doing is add more cargo to the ship. You getting anchored. Can you see what I'm saying here? You'll see this. Listen to me well. I'm going to share something with you, right? So you can understand something, right? You'll hear people, right, who are wealthy. Those who have acquired wealth. through the years. Those who have come from poverty to become rich. You'll hear something. You'll hear something. You'll hear them say when they get there, they'll tell somebody else, it ain't what you think. I don't know if you hear, oh, it ain't what you think. And you looking at them like, yo, what you mean it ain't what you think, man? You got it. No, it ain't what you think. Why? Because they ain't dealt with their heart along the way. I heard a quote, and I wanted to put it up, and I heard a quote from some. You know, every culture got some kind of wisdom, some kind of wise thing. So every culture, all of them ain't the same. Some of us, we in America and stuff, and sometimes it's difficult because America is the dominant culture around the world, right? Some of us, sometimes you find out how American you is because you don't look at other things sometimes. You forget, yeah, you're American, although, you know, you black and brown or whatever, you're still American. You still think American. And when you get around other people, they're going to show you, man, that's how Americans think. You're going to be like, man, I'm far away from America. No, you're American. You're American. That's what I'm saying. Some of the philosophies and the ways people, what you call them. So it was some, I mean, this joint was from, it had to be one of them Indian cultures. Bangladesh or something like that. One of them, you know, English, you know, one of them Indian joints and stuff. They were, you know what I mean? That's what you know, and everything. Boom, you know, bang. And here's what the quote said, right? Here's what the quote said. It said, when I was young and intelligent, or young, something like that, I wanted to change the world. But when I got older and smart, I just want to change me. What? I said, look at this here. Look at that. I mean, think about that. Huh? When I got older, you want to change. Well, you should have started with that. See, some of us don't start with us. We start with an image of something else that's been put in us. Huh? And everything. That's why we go acquire all these things to find out, man, it ain't in that. It ain't in that. No, it ain't. And let me tell you something. Listen to me well. They got it out here for you. They got stuff out here that you'd be surprised you can purchase or not purchase so that you don't deal with yourself. It's all walks of life. I'm telling you now, you know, deal with yourself, be at peace with yourself, and then go get what you need as you're going away. But don't forget who you are. Numbers 13. I'm almost done right here. Numbers 13, 25. And they returned from searching the land after 40 days. They went and came to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, we came unto the land where you sent us, and surely it flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Did they go scope it out?